Thrustmaster T128, is it any good? Let's find out. Here's the Thrustmaster T128. I'll just show you a close up. This is all done on mobile, so it's not going to be professional. But this is it, just clamped on the desk. Like that. Actually, that, yeah, is clamped. For a minute there, I thought that looked like it wasn't big. Of course it is, it's clamped for something solid. Now, it is, if you look at my hand, that it is quite, it's a small wheel, it's not very big, but, you know, it's fine. And then you've got, you know, obviously, you've got the, what's it, is it 900 degrees rotation? Buttons are R1 and 2 there. They all feel pretty good, you know, they're not, they don't feel cheap. Your D-pad, and then L3 and R3, and your what's it? I think they're meant to be magnetic, so they probably are. They feel pretty smooth, so yeah, pretty cool. Oh, you got lights here as well. These light up on certain games that support it. So I think it worked on a set of cores there. So it's just like a rev counter, and then the pedals are there. They're just plastic pedals. Now I have heard people say that when you press them, they tip up, and you know, yeah, look, if you do that, but the trick is, I mean, it depends what you want, but this is what I do anyway. Literally, just put your feet there, and then just press down, look, but don't move. You know, I mean, it doesn't really move. I mean, if I was going to smash it with my foot, then yeah, but I mean, who drives like that? I don't know. Just nice and gentle. Just, you know, it's not hard to press them, so there's no reason why it should move. Now there is mounting holes there, like you can put bolts either side, so you can either mount it, screw it to a piece of wood, or whatever. Yeah, you could 2 holes, so you can figure out a way of mounting it to something. And it's the same with this. It is just a desktop one, but obviously if you take this off, you can have a bolt hole straight through there. So, you know, creativity, and you'd be able to, like, you know, fix it onto something if you really wanted to. Right, so anyway, I'll turn it on and you'll see it start up. Turn the PlayStation on, that is. There we go. Right, so here we are. Right, it's a plastic wheel, everything's plastic on it, the pedals are plastic, but when you get the force feedback and using it, it really is not that much of an issue. The size of it's not really much of an issue either, you get used to it. Right, let's just jump on in, a quick race. And you'll get to see what it's like when it's playing. Right, we're in Hatton Way in Dubai. We've got different views on grid. I prefer the bonnet view. You can see, look, the wheel's moving. It's got hard resistance there. And it's literally take notes of my driving for a minute, because I'm just showing you the way the wheel moves as it goes over things and that. Now this wheel uses I think gears and a belt, so it's like a hybrid. So it's not too loud either. You don't really hear the notches so much. So it's a bit smoother than I've had. I used to have back in the day Microsoft the wireless force feedback wheel for the Xbox 360. I used to have that set up on I made a homemade wooden stand for it, and I would say this feels better than that. I always felt that had weak feedback resistance. This feels like, you know, there's a bit of, like a little bit of effort to turn it. I mean, that could just be my age, you know. You younger, stronger ones might think it's nothing, but, you know, when you get old, you appreciate it not being too hard to turn it, like, you know. It definitely, I mean, it's quite hard. I mean, if I didn't have this locked on tight, it'd rip it off the desk. So, but yeah, this game's pretty good, I've got to say as well, just for a bit of fun, like, you know. I used to like the original grid. Yeah, as I'm turning, I can feel like the notches, a little bit of the gears, but it's quite smooth. And then you got the smoothness of the belt as well. Now, I used to have a wheel, going back donkeys of years, for an old PC I had, and we're talking like, you know, around the Windows XP era. I had a second-hand one, force feedback, for about 20-something quid. Yeah, I don't know why the price has gone up so high on wheels, you know. It doesn't help with consoles because you can only have certain ones, but yeah, when you have a PC, it's a lot easier to get a wheel. But you know, this was 117 on offer. I don't know how much it is full price. I don't think it's much more. It might be 120, 130 maybe. And yeah, the one next to it, I suppose, that is similar is going to be the Logitech G29. Now, I did look at that, but it was about 140, 150 quid or something. So, out of two, I'll pick the cheapest one. But I don't think there's a lot of difference between them with the force feedback from what I've seen when I've looked at reviews and that. I'd say the biggest maybe downside to this wheel is the pedals. Although I'm using them now and they're not moving, I think that depends how you use them. But obviously, yeah, having like metal pedals would have been better, and maybe having a clutch pedal as well would have been nice. But I suppose it wouldn't be £117 then, would it? So, yeah, that takes what you get. I don't know. Get what you give it? No. Yeah, when you're paying that money, you know, you're not going to get top quality stuff. If you want top quality, well, if you want top quality, don't look at this video because it's not for you. So, if you just want something cheap that you can have a good laugh on, then yeah, this wheel does the job. It's alright. Yeah, I've got no complaints about it at all. I have bought a H shifter to go with this, which I'll do a separate review of, and also explain how on earth you use a H shifter without a clutch pedal. And I can upgrade the pedals. You can buy ones with the clutch, but then you're talking, it's starting to get into the hundreds then, isn't it? So you might as well have just bought a really better next step up one rather than do that. But it is what it is. I'll probably end up doing it because I'm an idiot like that. But anyway, So yeah, it's nice. Looks plasticky and that, but when you're using it, it doesn't feel like a toy or anything when you're using it. So may, I suppose, look like one when you initially get it out of the box, but I think it's pretty cool. You get little rev counter there on certain games, not on this one. I think I played Dirt Rally with it, and was it Dirt Rally that had it, or was it Assetto Corsa Competizione or Competition, whichever. And it did work, so yeah, and it's quite handy to see when you go changing revs. But anyway, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, if you want a really cheap force feedback wheel, this does the job pretty well. So does the Logitech G29, so it all depends what you want and how much you want to spend. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.